Hey people, Draykke here, bringing you another Minecraft tutorial. In today's episode, we're taking a look at a semi-automatic chicken farm. Now this works by placing chickens up in this top chamber here. When they lay an egg, it will drop it into this hopper in the ground that the water stream's leading into. It will put it into this dispenser, and it will automatically hatch it inside this chamber. And then whenever the chickens are mature enough, the player, yourself, will come along, press this button, which will set them on fire, and then it will drop them down into a chamber below, which will then deposit all of the items into this chest here. Now, as you can see, the chest is empty. I'm not sure how many chickens is in there, but we'll go ahead and demonstrate it. So we'll set them on fire, and it will drop them down below, and then they just now died. And then all of the items will be deposited into this chest right here. There we go. Alrighty, I'll show you how to build it. Alrighty, we back. So to start building this system, you're going to want to dig a trench just like this. It's going to be 4 wide by 6 long by 3 deep. And then once you have that all dug out, on the right side here, you're going to want to place a block 1 in from the end, place a sticky piston, and a block in front of that sticky piston. And this is going to be the basis for your floor. Right here is going to be the start of your chamber where the chickens are held. And what the actual design looks like is this right here. That's the floor I'm talking about. So with that in mind, we can go ahead and start building the rest of this. Down below here, you're going to want to place a series of hoppers. And you want them to face outward. Let me see here. Right there. 2 hoppers right underneath where that block would be if this piston was extended. And then in front of that hopper, or hoppers rather, you're going to place a dropper facing upward. And then place a comparator on this side. Block in front of the comparator. Repeater in front of that block facing the other way. Block in front of that repeater. And then you're just going to keep doing that all the way around with repeaters until you get back to the dropper. And what this is just like a little clock circuit almost, so that if an item enters the dropper, the comparator picks up on it, sends a signal which will cause the dropper to activate, and will put it up into the chest that we're going to have there in just a second. So with that in mind, we can go ahead and start building the next part of this design. You're going to want to place a block right here. And then this right here is going to be where your glowstone is going to be, if you see in this design. It's going to be one above where the dropper's at in the back. So you can go ahead and place this here. And you want to make sure to seal in this back chamber here too. So go ahead and seal in the back of it and the one side here. You want it to be all enclosed in. And then right here you're going to put a glowstone dust block on top. And then down here you're going to place a block. Put a repeater block in front of the repeater, and then come around the back side and put a redstone torch, and that will activate this piston. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in the redstone lamp and the button we need. And you want to make sure you use a stone button too, because they have a shorter pulse length than the wooden buttons do. That is important. Just like that. And then right here you're going to want to place a dispenser on the back side of where that button is. So now when you press this button, this dispenser is going to fire, this redstone lamp will power to let you know the system's on, and then also it'll send a signal to deactivate this piston. And it's important to note too, this repeater here needs to be on full delay. Those ones down there have no delay at all. So when you press this now, you hear the click, this lamp will turn on, and then the piston will retract. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Now you can go ahead and seal this in. I like using glass just because it's easy to see. Just like this. And that's inventory, so I gotta click. There we go. And then on the back side here, whoop, fell down. On the back side here, on the last part of glass, you're gonna want to place a dispenser facing inward, if I can get myself positioned right. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna set the next part. Alrighty, so now we're gonna build the chamber part of the design, which holds the chickens up there, and will catch any eggs that they may lay. So to do that, you're gonna want to come around the back side of your dispenser here that we put in the back, and you're just going to want to place a little square going around. And this is a very, very similar system to down here what we did with the dropper. You're just going to place a comparator facing outward with a block, a repeater, a block, repeater, block, and repeater. So that when any item enters this dispenser, it's picked up and immediately dispensed, and that's exactly what we want. Because when any eggs enter here, we're going to want them to be hatched immediately, so that is a great way of controlling it. So next you're just going to place a hopper on top of that dispenser, and then you can go ahead and seal this part in. And let me down here in the block so I can place the blocks right, just like so. I'm just going to place a border going around because we need to seal it off. This is where our water stream is going to be. Alright. And I'm just going to make it too high for right now. Come down here and grab a piece of glass. And all this can be very pertified up too. The one thing I really liked about this design is a lot of the farm type designs are really, really an eyesore. This one actually, it turns out, there's barely any visible redstone at all, and it's fairly compact too, which is what I really like about it. It's basically an infinite supply of cooked chicken and feathers, which in survival can be very, very nice. So that in mind, go ahead and get out your water bucket, and you're going to want to place it in the corner opposite of the hopper, just like that. Alright. At this point in time, the entire design is complete. You just need to place your flint and steel inside this dispenser here. So I think it's under tools. Yes, it is. Just like so. Okay. So now, whenever you put chickens in here, they can start laying their eggs. When the eggs are hatched, they will be dispensed into this little chamber. And then whenever you feel like it, you press this button. It will set them afire, drop them down below, and all their items will be delivered. And I almost forgot, you gotta put the chest here. There we go. That's the final touch. And now you can go ahead and seal all of this in. Like I said, the best part about this is almost all of the redstone is concealed. You barely see anything. And with a little bit of a decorative touch, you know, it doesn't look bad at all. I actually really like the design. It came out really nice, so I'm really happy with it. I'll go ahead and show you guys how all of this works in the next part of the video. I know a lot of you really don't care. You just like to actually have the thing working. You don't really care how it works, but a lot of you do really are interested in seeing how things work, so I will show you that right now. Alrighty, so now we're on the part of the tutorial where I just show you how things work. A lot of you probably skipped this, but for those of you who stuck around, I will show you. Basically, this dropper system here, whenever the chickens are dropped into it, whenever they finally die from the fire, they'll drop their cooked chicken and feathers, which goes from this hopper to this hopper to this dropper. And the dropper's here just to raise the chest up one more level. That way it isn't a pain in the butt to get down into it. So whenever they enter the dropper, the comparator picks up on the signal and will send it around and dispense the items into the chest above. That part's pretty simple. And I already pretty much explained this. When you press the button, it will set off the dispenser, it will power the redstone lamp, and then after a short delay it will also retract the piston, which will drop them down. And then the dispenser system for the eggs works by the same method that the dropper system does. Whenever they lay an egg, it will enter the hopper here. It will get down inside this dispenser. A comparator will pick up on the signal, send it around, and dispense the item immediately. And that's pretty much how it works. After that, you know, it's just up to you guys to prettify it however you want to. I just come up with this little wooden design. One thing to note, though, is you don't want to use too much wood, because, remember, you are working with flint and steel here. You're setting things afire, so if you use wood, your entire thing could burn down. That's one thing you do want to be careful with. But aside from that, that's the whole tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please remember to press that like button down below. If you really liked it, press that subscribe button, favorite, share, all that good stuff. It helps me out a ton. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.